Hi, I am so excited to start a new science unit with you. We are starting Unit 6. It's all about rocks and minerals. So get your rock kit ready. We are going to have a ton of fun. Today's play posit is covering Unit 6, Lesson 1. So the objectives for Lesson 1, we want you to understand the difference between a rock and a mineral and be able to name and label the 4 layers of the earth. So take a look here. If we were to take the earth and actually cut it open, we would be able to see 4 layers like this picture shows. So the surface is called the crust. It's a very thin outer layer, and it's pretty much all rocks here. So the rocks here are solid. We live on the crust. So it's the main part of the earth that you see, and the crust sits on top of the mantle. So the mantle is our next layer right here. It's our middle layer, and it's a thicker layer of hot rock. So the mantle is pretty hot. In fact, it's so hot that some of the rocks have melted. And so the mantle kind of would feel like taffy. If we were able to go inside the earth and be inside the mantle, it would be a little bit like taffy because some of it is kind of squishy, some of it's hard, right? And so it's mostly solid rock, but under so much pressure, it's constantly moving around. And then below the mantle, at the center of the earth, is the core, and it's even split into 2 parts. It's even hotter than the mantle, and it's made of iron. So we have the outer core here, and the outer core is liquid. So it is liquid iron. And then we have our inner core, which is solid iron. Okay, so these are our 4 main layers of the earth. We have our crust on the outside made of hard, solid rock. It's kind of a thin layer. We have a thick layer next called the mantle. Then our outer core, which is liquid iron, and our inner core, which is solid iron. So rocks are super cool. I am super excited to talk with you guys about rocks. It's one of my favorite things. Rocks are related to 2 awesome phenomena that occur in nature. So we have volcanoes and earthquakes, and both of these will help us understand rocks a little bit more. So rocks cover the entire earth. No matter where you live on rock. There's rock under city streets. There's rock under country farms. There's rock in the mountains. There's rock under the oceans and in the lakes and the rivers, right? So our crust is made up of rock. So you can see over here, here's the oceanic crust. So you can see our water up above. Right? And then underneath the water is still the crust. And then we have what's called the continental crust, where it's up above the water. Okay, I want you to write down this definition in your notebook. So, rock. It is a natural, solid, non-living material found in the earth. So the earth is mostly made of rocks, but a rock is actually made of smaller substances called minerals. Some rocks are made of just like 1 or 2 minerals, and some are made of many different minerals. So you can see here are some examples of some minerals that come from the rock granite. If we were to look with our microscope, you would see these different minerals that make up the rock. So our rock here is made up of 2 or more minerals. So let's talk about the difference here between a rock and a mineral. So let's see, rock. Follow along with me. It says rocks are made up of more than one substance. So it has to be made of at least 2 things. But a mineral here is made of only one substance. So you can kind of think of it like a Snickers bar versus a Hershey's chocolate bar. So Snickers has lots of different components in it. It's made of more than one thing. It has the chocolate, but it also has the caramel, it has the nougat part, and the peanuts part. Whereas the Hershey's candy bar, it's just made of chocolate. Now, I know chocolate has more than one thing, but we're not going to get into that. So you can just think of rocks made of more than one thing, at least 2 substances. Minerals made of just one substance. So what do you notice about these rocks here? As we're studying our rock unit, I want you to be on the lookout for rocks around you. Feel free to take pictures and share them with me. I would love to share your pictures with our class. So look at all these cool rocks around you and be observing them. So here are some of our characteristics of rocks. So we are going to identify or kind of classify rocks with this unit based on what they look like. So we're going to be using things such as, okay, is it heavy or is it light? Does it have a smooth texture, a rough texture? Is it bumpy, shiny, dull? Is it small or large, right? Some rocks might even have a specific smell to them or a specific shape or color, right? So we are going to be looking at rocks closely and classifying them based on their characteristics that they have. So let's just kind of recap real quick. We know that rocks can be made of several different minerals. We know that rocks are made of minerals, but not all minerals are made of rocks. It's kind of like our Snickers and our Hershey's, right? The Snickers bar has chocolate, but that's not the only thing in it. And then the Hershey's bar has chocolate and that's it. So then we've also reviewed our 4 layers of the earth, right? We have our crust, which is the thin, hard, rocky outer layer. We have our mantle, which is between the outer core and the crust. It's made of solid rock, but it's under so much pressure that it's kind of constantly moving, so it might feel like a taffy. We have our outer core, which is super hot, mostly liquid iron. And then we have our inner core, which is even hotter, extremely hot, made of entirely solid iron. Okay, with your K-12 supplies that you were sent, you were actually sent a rock kit. So for Unit 6, Lesson 1, there's a really cool experiment where you get to explore those rocks and minerals that they sent you. So grab your rock kit. It contains both rocks and minerals, and they all have different characteristics. So take some time to just look at each sample, feel them. What colors do you see? Use a magnifying glass. But go ahead and do this experiment with your rock kit. So separate the dark ones from the light ones, and each rock should be numbered. So then you can fill out the chart here with the rock numbers and be able to kind of just explore your rocks. They're super cool. Be on the lookout all around you for cool rocks. So for watching this play pause it and answering the questions, you can mark off Unit 6, Lesson 1. There is a lesson assessment for it, and I do want you to do that. So I have covered everything that you'll need for that lesson assessment in this play pause it. So as you are filling out that assessment, it's one you'll print off and have your learning coach grade. But as you're doing that, feel free to re-watch the play pause it to help you along with that if you have any questions with it. Hey, I look forward to seeing you in live class on Thursday. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this week's play pause it.